Hello and welcome back to the channel, but just in case you're new here, my name is Mike, and in this video, we're going to be doing my review and my thoughts on episode 6 of Chucky, the television series. We got 2 more till the finale, and I have a feeling it's going to be a badass one. So let's slice right into this. Look at that. Look at that shit. My wig is gone. I had hair before I started watching this episode. I had hair, and it blew right off my fucking head. You know why? Because I have never seen a more badass fucking opening and a more badass fucking return for characters in this whole franchise. Literally, Don Mancini could not have brought Andy and Kyle back in a more fresher way to me. Oh my God, they are so badass. The way they're dressed, and they go in the house, and they're asking all these questions, and they're posing as like census from the USA and all that, from the US government and all this. And I've talked about how badass Andy is in the past. I've talked about it like when in Cult of Chucky. He's just such a badass, man. Alex Vincent, that actor, he's just such a badass. I mean, he literally shoots a Chucky doll in the head right out of a little girl's hands. Stands up, Kyle pulls out her piece, boom, boom, and they just blow Chucky to hell. All the while, Chucky's screaming, "Fuck you, Andy!" Dude, seriously, my new favorite scene in the whole franchise. I was screaming with excitement. My wife was sleeping for work and she yelled at me. Regardless, it was worth it. Even more I loved with Andy and Kyle not only being back and making such a badass entrance, I loved the things they addressed in the car ride. Number one, we find out that Andy escaped the asylum. Cool, good to know. We found out that Kyle has some sort of possible love interest with that picture. Interesting. Planting seeds for future storytelling. I like it. We also learn that, we learn more about Andy keeping the severed head of Chucky, going all the way back to Curse of Chucky with the shotgun, and then you see him talking to Chucky and torturing him in Cult. I really love how Kyle just asked Andy point blank, "Why did you have that head?" And Andy, being the fucking badass that he is, gives one of the most badass things I've ever heard somebody say. And he says some shit like, "I found out that fire makes him scream the loudest." You, Mr. Alex Vincent, are a badass. Yes, you are. Love it. More things I liked about this episode, and you all should know these reviews by now. I don't ever go in chronological order because I don't know why. But I will say this, though. I really love the fact that Miss Fairchild, the biology teacher, was arrested because some people believe that the whole Glenda theory now is in the toilet because she got arrested and she's being framed. Possible. My theory? It only further proves that it is Glenda. I believe that the teacher was in on this, and I talked about it in the last review about her moving the body in the school. I believe that her setting up the doll in the very first episode, I believe that the uncanny resemblance to Glenda, I believe that. But when Devin's mom dropped the line about her criminal past, that's it for me, man. That's it. My buddy YB started texting me Glenda. He goes, "Mike, you might be right. I think you might be right." It's fucking Glenda, man. I'm saying it. If I'm wrong, I'll shit a golden brick, man. I don't know what to say. That's just my theory, and I hope it pans out. But the fact that the teacher did get arrested, I think she's a bigger part of this story than we think she is. Maybe she's Glenda, but either way, I really, really enjoyed that. I loved a lot of other things in this episode. Again, the 3-person team-up I talked about in the last review with Lexi, Jake, and Devin, the 3 of them working together. This was fucking awesome. The whole final act, I guess you could say, of this episode. I don't know if that's just movie terminology, but whatever. The whole ending of this episode was fucking phenomenal. All the Cape Fear references, all the things they did with the blinds and the doll, and they even showed a little bit. They showed Devin watching it on his little laptop. I love all that stuff, man. Watching those 3 work together has been an absolute pleasure. And getting to see them interact with Andy over the phone, I thought was phenomenal. Seeing old characters and new characters mesh, I can't wait to see them come together. To me, it's going to be like just a fucking rush of just freshness all at one time, just surging through my body. Just watching all the old characters and new characters come together and be on the screen together. I cannot wait for that to happen. I hope it happens in the next episode. I also loved more Tiffany and Nika. I loved everything. All the throwbacks. I mean, everything, man. Fiona Dorff's acting as Charles Lee Ray on the couch, to the suitcase, to the bicker back and forth. But my favorite scene between Tiffany and Nika was definitely the poker scene, where the whole time, us, the audience, think it's Charles Lee Ray. And they give you this awesome reveal that she's Nika and that Tiffany knew the whole time. Such a fucking awesome storytelling, dude. And it shows how smart Tiffany is, how sick Tiffany is. And just the whole scene I thought was phenomenal, which it did get ruined. Not ruined, but it did take a dip toward the end, but we'll get into that portion in the negatives. Another thing I just want to throw out there real quick is we got more of Fiona Dorff playing her father in flashbacks. I will say this. The dubbing and the voiceovers were a lot better in this episode than the first one. In the first one, they rubbed me a little bit wrong. It just was a little bit off-putting. In this one, I don't think they were all that bad. Not really bad at all, actually. Not only was I used to them, but I actually kind of liked them. You know what I mean? Watching how they got the old car. You know, that was really cool. I'm loving seeing these flashbacks, and you're seeing things that I never even knew I wanted to know about Chucky or Tiffany. Didn't even know I wanted to know it, but I'm glad that I do now. Also, I just want to say this. Devin's mom, I fucking love you. I love you as a character. You are awesome. That scene when she accepts Devin for who he is, fucking shit was awesome. Loved it. Devin's mom, you're awesome. I love you. Fuck. Why Devin's mom? Why? I'm also really enjoying the slow descent for Junior's character and all the tragedy he's going through. He's losing everyone. He is crumbling. And the series is almost giving us slight hints that maybe Junior is going to turn into a killer or kill someone at the very least, which I think is a very, very interesting concept, and I want to see that explored more to see where it's going to go, so I'm really, really enjoying that. Another thing I really loved, and this is going to wrap up the positive section, and again, guys, this is just bullet point stuff. I loved a lot about this episode. I'm just giving the bullet points. The whole scene on the staircase between Jake and Devin, again, building that relationship, it's very moving. It feels so organic to me. I love the little back and forth between them, and hey, maybe we can go on a date after all this or whatever. I loved all that. Now, one thing I want to throw out there, which I thought was funny, is James actually put me up on this, and it could be a slight nitpick, and I know people are going to be like, well, that was just, a nod, whatever. It's just for shits and giggles. But James brought out a good point. When they were talking about the Final Girls and Laurie Strode, we saw a Halloween mask in Bride of Chucky. So technically, is that a plot hole? A coincidence? Not sure. Okay, and moving into my only two negatives for this episode is going to be two, but they are both very big negatives for me, okay? We finally got the reveal of Junior's mom and what her secret was. Now, I'll be honest, since the first episode, I thought she was cheating, and I hated her. I'm like, this fucking bitch. Come to find out, she has cancer, okay? And she's going to refuse treatment, and there is this emotional scene. Don Mancini's talked about wanting to evoke tears as much as scares in this TV show. I gotta be honest with you guys. I have never thought we would see a scene that emotional in Chucky content, period. It was so moving and so emotional. And, again, I know someone personally in my life that I was texting during this that was really, really moved by this. And just reading their text to me hit me hard. And I'm like, whoa. This was such an intense scene. Almost out of place for a Chucky TV series. But it was okay. All right, I get it. That was fine. But then to turn around and kill the mom, like, minutes later, I don't understand what the point of that was. Why did you give the audience this scene just to kill her? Now, I guess I guess now I'm thinking about it in the moment, maybe it was to further push Junior's character over the edge of whatever he's going to become or do as a result of, but still, the emotion and the realness and the heaviness in that scene to just kill her off, it felt a little off-putting to me. Just being honest about that. My final negative for this episode that I alluded to earlier in the poker scene was, now I could be wrong, I've talked to a few people about this, and I could be wrong on this, but all signs are pointing to Tiffany being in love with Nika? Alright now, this is getting just stupid. As a storyline, it's fucking garbage. I mean, again, if you've seen my last review, if you haven't seen my last review, please go back and watch it. I am all on board with representation, LBGTQ, whatever, all that. I'm fine with all that, fine. But it's like, every time we get somewhere, now it's like, oh, he's gay, she's gay, they're bi, they're bi, they're bi. Okay, that's fine, but Tiffany being in love with Nika, I don't know. I don't buy it. I think it's a stupid storyline. And she's getting the house for her and Nika, if she ties her up and kisses her and shit. What the fuck is this shit? I hate this storyline. I hope it's not what I think it is, and I hope they cut this fucking shit off like an umbilical cord soon, because this whole storyline, I can't fucking stand it. I'm just going to be honest. It could change in the next 2 episodes. I might come on here next week, or be on the live stream and be like, "Oh, I was wrong. It's so cool. I love it." That's possible, but right now, I fucking hate that storyline, and I'm just being honest. I can't stand it. And of course, I want to say thank you so very much for watching this video. And I also want to say that be on the lookout, because there's some great shit coming, you guys. I'm going to be doing a live stream. That's right, a brand new Killing Time. 2 weeks from recording this, I'm going to be covering the entire Child's Play, or Chucky, I should say, TV series. We're going to talk about every episode, all the characters, what we like, maybe what we can expect, what's coming next, all that fun stuff. But I won't be alone. I'm going to have a very special guest and friend, James from Wanna Play. You know him, you love him. He's going to be on the stream with me, and him and I, along with all of you, are going to break down this whole first season, and we're going to talk about everything we liked, everything we didn't like, and hopefully what's next to come if it gets renewed, which it should, because it's doing fucking killer right now. So with all that being said, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you could do so right there. I put posts in there more so about my life, but definitely channel updates and things of that nature. But if you want to have a more personal conversation or a more direct message board to talk about horror or something, Instagram's a great place to do it. It's a lot easier to do in the comment section, so you can check that out. And also, if you're just dying to talk to other like-minded horror fans like yourself, there's a great place to do it if you have a Facebook. Go into it and type in the little search bar thingy, put "This is our design HC." My wife or myself will accept you right away, and you could start talking some of that bloody good shit. So, with all that being said, I want to say thank you all again so very much. I can't wait to see what's going to come next. Again, my name is Mike, and this is my design.